Hey everybody, Ryan from Rhino Hockey Channel here. Alright, let's go over our first round preview matchup, or our first preview of first round matchup between Minnesota and St. Louis. Minnesota with the home ice advantage. Alright, let's start off with, if you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, be notified when I drop a new video, and make sure to hit that like button as well, the one with the thumbs up. It's always a good thing, helps out the channel, and also make sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you agree, disagree with the prediction at the end of the video. And also, let me know what your prediction is if it's different. I want to hear. I want to know what you think is going to happen. Let's talk about it. Alright, let's get started. Alright, the matchup this year between Minnesota and St. Louis has favored the lower seeded team, actually. St. Louis is 3-0 in this matchup this year, and Minnesota is 0-1-2. So, all close games. Let's look at these numbers. So, they played on New Year's Day 2022 in the outdoor game. That was their first matchup. St. Louis won that one 6-4. That is our biggest margin of victory, a 2-goal margin. And I'm sure there may have been an empty net in there. I didn't look at that very closely. But, either way, it's a 6-4 victory. On the 8th of April, so they played twice this last month, St. Louis won 4-3 in overtime. And then on the 16th of April, St. Louis won 6-5 in overtime. Obviously, this is a very close matchup. Very good matchup, too. I think this will be a fun series. So, their head-to-head matchup, Kaprizov, top scorer for Minnesota, obviously. 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists. Ryan Hartman, great offensive year for him, by the way. We'll get to that in a minute. 3 goals, 2 assists for 5 points. Kevin Fiala, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. God, I just hope we don't have to see him break his leg again. I really am crossing my fingers on that one. That was terrible that year with Nashville when they made the finals and he broke his leg, crashing on the boards. Ugh, that's always tough to watch, but hopefully it does not happen. I really do hope not. Matt Zuccarello, 3 assists this year for 3 points. Goligoski, 2 assists for 2 points. And Cam Talbot was the top goaltender, 0-1-2. Now, I haven't said this in the last 2 videos, but for guys who require the trade deadline, I'm not putting their numbers with their previous team because it does not list those generally when you look these up on the sites that give you all the stats. Now, you can look up game by game. I could do that. I definitely could have done that, but it just seems like it's different, like for Marc-Andre Fleury with Minnesota, having him as a goalie with Minnesota versus Chicago. That's going to be a different matchup for sure. So if he played for him if he played with Minnesota against St. Louis, that's different. I'll put those numbers up there. But he didn't. So he's not up there for this. But anyways, Cam Talbot was 0-1-2. For St. Louis, Thomas had a goal, 4 assists for 5 points. Really good year offensively for him. Bugnevich, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. Barbashev also had a really surprisingly good offensive year. 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. Jordan Kyrou, 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. And Brayden Schenn, 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. Ville Husso was the top goalie in this matchup between these two this year. 2-0-0. Had a very good year as well. Now, the top scorers for this team. Kirill Kaprizov, he's the real deal. Because you know what? He broke Minnesota's record for most points by a player at 108 points this year. He had a great rookie year last year, but he's definitely proven that he's not a one-off thing. He is going to be the real deal as long as he stays healthy, of course. But 47 goals, 61 assists this year, 108 points. Great year. Cannot say that enough. Kevin Fiala, 33 goals, 52 assists for 85 points. He'll be interesting in the offseason, but we're not going there yet. Matt Zuccarello, 24 goals, 55 assists for 79 points. Great year because he was healthy all year. That's always a definite positive. Then, like I said, Ryan Hartman, 34 goals, 31 assists for 65 points. That may be a one-off thing. I don't know if he can replicate that, but he's still a pretty decently young player, so maybe he can. Joel Eriksson-Ek, 26 goals, 23 assists for 49 points. I feel that's a disappointing season for him. I don't know why, I just feel that way. I mean, he's been the top scorer for this team, up until Kaprizov, of course, but I feel like he could have done more. but he's a two-way forward, so he does more than just scoring. So with Kaprizov doing the scoring, maybe they're having him do more of the shutdown center role. Maybe that's what it is. But he still can put in some points there for sure. Vladimir Tarasenko on the St. Louis side was not traded. Everybody thought he was going to be traded. There were all sorts of rumors they wanted out and everything, and he's still there. 34 goals, 48 points for 82 points. I'd say it's safe to say he's back finally. With all the injury problems he's had since they won the Stanley Cup, good to see him have a good, solid year. Robert Thomas, 20 goals, 57 points, 57 assists for 77 points. I'd say a breakout year for Robert Thomas. Sorry, you can probably hear my kids screaming and playing with each other in the background there. Pavel Buchnevich, 30 goals, 46 assists for 76 points. My child is excited about pizza. Jordan Kyrou, 27 goals, 48 assists for 75 points. Breakout year for him for sure. Ivan Barbashev, 26 goals, 34 assists, for 60 points. Breakout offensive year for him. That one I can see being more of a one-off thing because he has not shown that type of offense in the past, but never know. But Buchnevich, great first year with St. Louis. I thought he was really good with New York Rangers. I was kind of surprised to trade him, but at the same time, they needed to move Cap out, so I understood. But still a great first year with this team, for sure. On the goalie side, Cam Talbot, 32, 12, and 4 for a 2.76 goals against average and 9.11 save percentage. And Marc-Andre Fleury in his games with Minnesota, 9 and 2, 2.74 goals against average and 9.10 save percentage. Now, Fleury or Talbot in the playoffs, I don't know which way they're going to go. I really don't. I mean, they acquired Fleury. You would think they'd go with him. But it may be one of those situations where it's a short leash for either one of these guys. Where it seems like one of them struggles really bad in game 1 and maybe even game 2. And they decide, you know what? No, we're switching. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure who they're going to start because both are a good option, honestly. And I've had negative things to say about Cam Talbot in the past. I'm going to deny that. But he has thrived here. It definitely helps to have a really good defense in front of him, unlike in Edmonton. Just saying. But still, it definitely helps. Billy Husso kind of took over the starting role a bit this year. Had a great year, 25, 7, and 6. Great numbers. 2.56 goals against average and a 9.19 save percentage. So, definitely in the middle of the pack with those numbers, but they definitely played better in front of him. Binnington, they did not play well in front of him. And honestly, he struggled in that and looked very uncomfortable a lot of the time. So, hopefully he can fix that if they're going to start him. But I have this feeling they're going to start Husso, at least to start. And it's going to be something similar, a short leash. Because Binnington, they know can perform in the playoffs. He's been there. He's won a championship for them. We'll have to see. But he was 18, 14, and 4, 3.13 goals against average, and 9.01 save percentage. That's definitely backup numbers right there. That's not starter numbers. That's for sure. Lindgren had a 5.0 record this year. Great numbers, honestly. Kind of surprising how good those numbers are. 1.22 goals against average and 9.58 save percentage. Those are good numbers. But still, he's a career minor league goalie basically at this point. But can definitely come up and play some games, obviously. And then Hofer, 1-1. 3.07 and an 8.87 percentage, so not so great numbers there. On the injury side for Minnesota, Matt Zuccarello out until at least May 2nd. You're going to see that a lot because a lot of teams list a lot of their injuries that way, and we'll mark everything as day-to-day after May 2nd because that's the first day of the playoffs, basically. Oh, no, that is tomorrow, right? Today's the first? Sorry, keep hitting this mic. Cat, I need you to move, man. Yeah, today's May 1st, so tomorrow's the first games, May 2nd. So they're all going to say that, and they'll move them to day-to-day from that point on with the usual LBI or UBI, upper or lower body injury. In which case, for Zuccarello, it's a lower body injury. That could be a big offensive loss if he is not back and healthy. And even bigger, or just as big, is Marcus Foligno. He's not going to bring the offense that Zuccarello can, but he can bring some offense on his own, plus it's the toughness in the playoffs that you want from Foligno right here. He's listed as day-to-day with lower body injury. He took a pretty good knee on knee, if I remember right. It was a pretty good. It wasn't. I don't think it was a. If I remember, they penalized the guy, but I didn't think it was on purpose. Honestly, it looked like Foligno kind of jumped a little bit to the side, ended up hitting the guy's, I think, side, if I remember correctly, with his knee. I didn't think it was on purpose or a dirty play necessarily. It was one of those accidentally you hit somebody's knee, but that's why the person wasn't suspended. I don't even think they were fined. They were getting a 5-minute major in the game, but nothing else came from it, if I remember correctly. On the St. Louis side, Marco Scandella out at least till May 2nd. Lower body injury. Braden Shen out until at least May 2nd. Upper body injury. Mackenzie McEachern out until at least May 1st, so he should be back today, supposedly, possibly. Upper body injury. And Scott Peronovich has been out pretty much all year. Out until at least May 5th with a wrist injury. If I remember right, he had some sort of surgery for that. But, I mean, for 3 of those are guys who were in the... No, Scandella was not, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no, he wasn't. But Shen and McEachern were a part of the Stanley Cup run. Scandella, definitely a good defender. Hate to lose somebody like that, so they definitely need those 3 back more than anything else. McEachern, he has not done exactly as well as they had hoped, I think, at this point, but I think he may end up being a cap crunch type of guy this year. Say bye-bye, unfortunately. But still, we'll see. Having him for another playoff run probably will not hurt at all. Last playoff appearances, Minnesota lost to Vegas last year in the first round in 7 games. That was a great series, by the way. St. Louis lost in 4 games to Colorado last year in the first round. That one, that was not their shining moment by any stretch. So, hopefully they have a better playoff. On the Minnesota side for a dark horse, I'm going to say Ryan Hartman. Great offensive year. He's kind of like Corey Perry. He can piss off anybody. Has that ability. And, you know what? He brings the physicality. He's definitely a playoff type of player. And you know what? If he's going to chip in offensively like he did during the year, he's going to be a heck of a playoff guy for this team. And they're going to need that from him, too. On the dark horse side for St. Louis, I am saying their goaltending. Yes, I have it marked as Husso or Binnington, but you know what? Whichever one it is, just needs to step up, and if they can stand on their head, do a great job against this team, they're going to win. Plain and simple, they will win if their goaltending can be top-notch this series. I mean, you can say about any team I know, but some teams that's easier said than others. This is one of those hard-to-say ones because Husso doesn't really have playoff experience. Binnington does, but he has been god-awful this year. And that's putting it nicely. So, and St. Louis fans, come on, you gotta admit, even St. Louis fans cannot deny Binnington has not been Binnington for the last couple years at least. So, hopefully he can turn that around. If not, he can still say he won a Stanley Cup. Can't ever take that away from him. Anyways, let's get on to my prediction. I know I don't have something picture-wise for that or any words for that, but let's get started. For this series, Minnesota the top seed, St. Louis the lower seed. This is hard to pick, but I'm going to go with Minnesota because they just seem to have a lot more of the intangibles, I would say, than St. Louis. St. Louis is a great team that has many of these players were part of their Stanley Cup run a couple years ago, but I think a lot of them, some of them have taken a step back, and their goaltending is not as good as it was the year they won. So, with that said, I think Minnesota in 7. I think this is going to go the whole series, 7 games. But I think Minnesota will pull it off in Game 7. So, we'll see if that's how it works out. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you agree, disagree. If you have your own prediction, let me know. I want to see your prediction. Give me some reasoning behind it. It'd be awesome to see. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and let me know, like I said in the comments, what you think. Agree or disagree? Let me know. Just keep it civil. Alright. Other than that, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.